Hi YouTube, welcome to my channel. It's Friday. I've just received my Lisa Eldridge purchases from the latest release. I've opened the box, but I haven't actually opened them, so I thought we would do that together. Do a few swatches and I'll chat away about why I was quite late ordering from this release. I was quite conflicted about whether to get anything at all, actually. But of course I did after watching loads of videos on YouTube. They were so useful actually in giving a better idea of the various shades, and of course they persuaded me to buy more than I initially expected to. So let's first of all dig in and see what I got. I can't even completely remember what I got. I didn't go, I went for all lipsticks straight away, I'll tell you that. The blushes were sold out by the time I decided to buy anything, and I'd made a conscious decision that I wasn't going to buy the blushes because I saw a number of the videos early on, and whilst I'm definitely getting into cream and liquid blushes more than powder blushes at the moment, although I'm still loving the Hermes powder blushes that I bought recently, I wasn't impressed with what I saw really on any of the YouTube videos about the blushes, even though people were raving about them. What I actually saw was that they seemed to be quite tricky to apply. People were, don't want to be rude, looking a bit clown-like with a bit kind of too much product on, and it was obviously quite difficult. You had to be very controlled because they were very pigmented, and frankly, you know, if I'm going to use a liquid product, it's because I want it to look more natural. I want it to look better on older skin, and like all makeup really, I want it to be easy, not, you know, difficult to apply. So gave those a miss. Ummed and ahed over the highlighters. You know I love highlighters, but I'm less keen on liquid highlighters. I do have some. I do use them primarily to mix into foundation when I want my foundation to be more dewy. But I've got quite a few, and it's not my favoured way of using a highlighter. I do still prefer a powder highlighter. So that made that decision. And I honestly wasn't going to get any lip products either because I've got so many lip products at the moment. But I gave in. What have we got? A Velvet Carnival. Okay, I don't think this is part of the new release. I think this was in the previous Velvet, which is their kind of her more matte range, as I understand it. And I didn't go for it that time round, but it's been restocked. And again, this was on the basis of someone showing it. I do love, can you see the texture of the velvets? Really kind of beautiful in the tube. So it looked really good on a couple of people. It's a very strong colour, a real fuchsia. And I do have a beautiful fuchsia from Chanel that I've had for a number of years. And I don't wear it perhaps as much as I ought to because blue-based, it can actually suit my colouring. It just looks so great on a number of people who I saw trying it on. So I gave in on that restock. And then you got a free baggie if you bought, I think, 3 items, which I did. In fact, you can see I bought 4 items. Okay, so I've got, I think, 2 glosses. Yeah, and 2 lipsticks. Shall we have a look at the lipsticks first? Spent ages looking at these, and the first one I decided to go for was Dance Card. I'm hoping this is quite corally. It looks quite different on different people who've tried it on YouTube. So who knows? A Dance Card. This, of course, is the recent release. And what's it called? The Luxuriously Lucent Lip Colour. So what I'd call a satin. There we go. It's not super corally. It's got a look of those kind of slightly bricky colours that were popular in the 90s, but it's softer than that. Okay, it's not, it's pretty. Yeah. Slightly retro. Well, very retro actually, which is a very Lisa Eldridge thing. So looking kind of more corally in the swatch. I'd be interested to see how that applies on me. As I say, looked very pretty on a lot of people who were trying it. Then Kitten Mischief. I was less sure about this, but again, seemed to look good on wearing, so went for it. Unsure because that kind of slightly unpromising brown. I don't go for these kind of browny nudes so much. But it looks much pinkier in the swatch to me than it does in the bullet. It was really brown in the bullet to me. Much, I think it's described as a kind of rosewood. So woody rose. Pretty. I think that will be quite close to my natural lip colour, to be honest. So it may just look my lips, but slightly better. So I'm quite intrigued to try those on. I should say that in the recent release, and I definitely would have got it had I not already got it, was Love of My Life, which I already had. You can see has been worn a lot. What I think is interesting about these lipsticks is they don't look that enticing, any of them, to me, apart of this formula. I think the velvets do look fantastic, even in the bullet. They don't look that miraculous in the bullet, but much prettier on, which is interesting, isn't it? So I do think this is a very pretty shade if you like the kind of reddy pink genre. Now, I missed Go Lightly, which in a previous release, which was, I think, a lipstick, is now a gloss and was still available. You can see there's a theme here because there's a definite corally theme. I'm not a great gloss fan, as I've told you, but these were getting excellent reviews and it's a pretty shade. So I will tell you more about that when I've been able to use it on the lips, because I don't always find glosses, well, I often don't find glosses very comfortable, which is partly why I don't wear them. But I went for 2 this time. I also went for Charm. Glosses didn't seem as popular if looking at the sold out and not sold out products or anything to go by. Ooh, bit gloopy. Okay, so I think that one might show up more. That's a real kind of Barbie girly pink, isn't it? But not too in your face. Over Love of My Life. That's a bit of a mess. So, yeah. I'll be interested. I'm actually quite excited about this one, I have to say. I'll be interested to try these and see what they look like on the lips. You're not going to be seeing that, of course, but I will try to report back. Yeah, so kind of overview with Lisa Eldridge. She's hands down my favourite makeup artist. I think she does the most fantastic looks. I'm kind of less aware of her as a makeup artist on shoots than a few years ago. I don't know if she's doing kind of less of that. But I love her YouTube videos. I think she gives really practical, sensible advice. And I love the products generally that she recommends. I love the jewellery that she sells on her site, although it's a bit expensive. I haven't indulged yet. I haven't really got into the makeup range, says she, while you're looking at 5 products that I've spent a fortune on in one go. I'm still going to say it. I haven't really got into the makeup range. I do wish she'd do a foundation. I'd be really interested to see what she would come out with, a skin tint foundation product, and I wish she'd done that really before the blushes and the highlight, if I'm honest. But you know, there we go. Even the nail polish, I bet she won't ever do that. Would be interesting. They are quality products. They're, for the quality, reasonably priced. They're not up there at the top end. But I don't know, apart from the velvets, I haven't felt there was anything kind of cutting edge about any of the products, which, to be fair, are only lipsticks that I've tried. And it's plainly a really popular range, and I'm not surprised because she is fantastic. So those were my picks, and a big thank you to so many of you. I'm saying it as if these creators might be watching. By and large, they're not. I know Beauty Has Been watches my channel, and her and Charlotte's video about Lisa Eldridge products was really useful to me. But a number of others were as well, because there's nothing like seeing people showing swatches in real light and what it looks like, what the products look like, for encouraging you that you want them too. So maybe this will be of use to somebody, maybe not, but I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.